And welcome to the 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe. We are live at Huber Park as we're getting ready for the joy that is the Tomato Festival. Joining us today is, let's see, we got to start with the title. We got to go Grand Marshal, Parks and Rec Director Extraordinaire, Donna Bauman.
Good afternoon, Reynoldsburg. Hope to see you all out at the festival. But right now I need you all to do something for me. I need you all to wish Mayor Joe a very happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And no, we did not move the Tomato Festival just to this, so it's around my birthday. Well, what we actually moved it here for is because what you'll see behind us is some rides, but we've got a lot of things going on first. Today is a prep and work day, so was yesterday, so was the day before. So we're going to start off, the Parks and Rec crew does a phenomenal job in just normal circumstances. Now it's Tomato Festival insanity. So tell us a little bit about what do those great people do to get this thing ready?
Well, first we do a lot of mowing, like to have the grass mowed prior to anything coming in, like the games or the tents. All of the green fencing that you see put in is put up by the Parks Department, along with the Street Department and the Water Department. They help us a lot. There's a lot of T-posts that get driven in. Marking of this parking spaces, marking where the vendors are going to go, helping run the water line. And many, many, many more things that get done. Day of or days of, we will be doing parking, helping with trash pickup, making sure the Huber restroom is cleaned and stocked, checking on the porta-johns as well, and just running wherever they are needed, gates, ticket sales, anything that's needed to be done.
And there's just, I mean, there's so much. This is, we've been talking about this is an all hands on deck thing. Yes. So everybody's going to be here. I may be moving into the senior center starting tomorrow, early tomorrow, and just stay there through Sunday. But there's a lot into it, and so but we've got a great team that does a lot of this stuff in here. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that are a little bit new. First of all, let's kind of move over here and talk about this. As you all know, that we got a grant from SWACO, and one of the things that SWACO was able to provide with us is some new signage. So obviously, while everybody would love to make sure that they put their trash where it belongs, not all the time does that happen. So what we have right here is some new signage for our recycling and landfill use, as well as some containers. So that way, it's not just going to be the usual containers. It's actually, we're going to try and separate this and be as green as possible. So why don't you go ahead, I know this was, how many revisions did you go through on the signage?
We probably went through about 5 or 6 different revisions on the signage. So SWACO, they updated everything once Rumpke gave them all their updates as well, because Rumpke has added some new items that can be recycled, such as your cups from your fast food restaurants, your Starbucks coffee cup. Those are all added in there. So we are able to get that signage. Our street department went ahead and printed those all up for us, and we've started installing them. So wherever there is a landfill bin, there will be a recycling bin, which hasn't always been the case, but that grant also helped us to be able to purchase additional recycling bins. So we're excited about this, and I'm hoping everybody does their part and recycles.
Yeah, it's real easy. I've seen a lot of things on social media lately about, some of our grocery stores and some other things about people, throwing trash away. Just another, it seems, but it compiles. And then for a festival like this, what we want to make sure to do is obviously the green aspect of it, but all the cleanliness of it. We're here. We're going to be here late on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. And for everything that you put in one of these trash bins and recycle bins means it's a little bit less time that we have to come out here and pick some stuff up. And that way, first thing in the morning when everything's opening up again, the grounds are ready to go. So those are a lot of cool things that are going on. I really love the recycling thing. I think it's great with that grant from SWACO. So we're going to do some more of that as we kind of move forward. And I will like to note that unfortunately, single-use plastic spoons are not something that you can recycle. They have to go in the trash. Now, the big reason why we moved the Tomato Festival to the first weekend this year is actually what is behind us. These are the rides. One of the big issues from last year that we heard from the community is they wanted rides. They wanted something for people who are just at various ages, to have a little bit more of an option. So we know that getting rides are difficult in general. There's a lot of festivals and county fairs and things like that are out there. So we were able to find one. And so what you see right behind you is what we've got going on. We have a number of different rides. It looks like there's about 7 of them out there. Some of them are thrill rides for the youngsters. Then we also have the merry-go-round, the merry-go or the Ferris wheel. We've got the Ferris wheel, we've got a big slide, and if you tune in on Friday morning, Cameron Fontana from ABC 6 News will be out here doing a whole bunch of fun things with us, and I will probably be put on one of those rides, and if Jennifer and everybody has their best wishes, it'll be on whichever one spins around the fastest, just to see if they can knock me off my game right before everything goes on. But the tickets are available at this location. It's a great option. You can buy wristbands for one day. You can buy them all the way throughout. Let's see here, just make sure I get my notes all the way together for all of that. It's $1.25 per ride, or $20 for 20 tickets, $40 for 40 tickets, or $25 for a wristband. So there's a lot of options out there to go ahead and take care of that. In addition to that, if you kind of take a look all the way around down in here, let's kind of move over so we can look down. We've got our community tent, we've got our beer tent, which I know a lot of people are really concerned about where that's going. And then our stage is going to be put in a little bit later today, all the way throughout. So we've got a lot of things going on. Now, in addition to that, does the entire city stop working just because it's the Tomato Fest time, or are there other things going on?
We are still working. We are still working.
So the next step for us is tell us a little bit about fall sports and where we're at with that.
Okay, so we have closed our fall baseball and soccer registration, hoping to have those begin practice baseball next week. Soccer and baseball will also have evaluations on Saturday the 13th. Not all of our fall baseball teams need to have evaluations. That's why they can go ahead and begin. And we've started registration now for volleyball and basketball. We wrapped up, or we'll be wrapping up next week, our adult softball. So we have our tournament next week there. We just finished up cornhole. So we are doing a lot. We have floor hockey, Columbus Blue Jackets, street hockey still going on with them. And then our smash art and our crafting with cookie, and a lot of things are still
which I'm going to go over all of those. I got an entire laundry list of things with that. But again, Parks and Rec is one of those groups that it says Parks and Rec, but it's really just about everything. We were out here yesterday and we saw people working on the grounds. So shout out to Ryan, who was doing a great job getting the grounds together, as far as making sure all the flowers are pretty and everything is well manicured and whatnot. So again, it's a huge team effort out here, and Donna's not allowed to go home until Sunday, but that's just the way it is. Any questions out there from everybody so far? All right, we do have some other Tomato Festival information, so Donna may go through a little cheat sheet in case I forget everyone. But the big things that we want to talk about this year, of what you can and cannot bring into the festival grounds. Obviously, no alcohol, so don't do it, just none. We have a beer garden, there's plenty of it there. Bloody Marys, margaritas, you'll all be fine, it'll be good. We also want to make sure that you know that there's going to be bag inspections at every area. It's just going to be just like when you go to the Blue Jackets or anywhere else. They're just going to take a quick look in, make sure you're not bringing anything you're not supposed to. So that is something. And then we also have, what else we got?
Bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket.
Yep.
Don't forget your cash or your credit card. We need that.
Definitely. So you want to make sure, especially for those big musical acts, you want to make sure that you have your spots reserved all the way throughout there. Keep going, what else we got?
No rollerblades, skateboards, hoverboards. Leave those at home or take them over to the skate park. It's just very congested in here, so we just ask that those not come out.
A lot of people in there. A lot of people have questions about pets and things like that. Obviously, you want to make sure your pets stay at home as best as they can. However, if you feel the need that you want to share the experience of the Tomato Festival, then by all means, obviously there are options for it. So I know we've had questions about that in the past. We try and limit it to service animals, but again, as long as they're contained and leashed and everybody's cleaning up after themselves, because we don't, again, talk about things we don't want to pick up at the parks at the end of the day. So we've got all that.
I think you've got drones, no drones. Yeah,
no drones. So they have to stay home. So with that, if there aren't any other questions, all right, Donna's got to do something right now she's going to really hate doing this. She's got to go count beer.
Sorry.
So she's going to go over to our beer tent to get ready for that. It's going to be a great experience for you.
Yes, it is. If I could just give a little shout out to Eastside Brewing for providing us with our Tomato Festival Red Ale, the Eastside Sunrise, and an IPA. So come out and give those a try. And then Prost is doing the Bloody Marys and the margaritas.
So thank you. We're always good to support those small businesses.
Absolutely.
Donna, thank you very much. We'll have you on when we can talk a lot more about parks, but apparently this is a big deal this week.
I got to go count beer. Sorry.
All right, we'll see you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we got a lot of other things going on here, so we're going to kind of go through the list. So we're going to start off kind of with the Main Street updates. As you've probably seen, the wall in front of Cotner's Funeral Home is done, and there's some other parts of the wall that are being worked on. Right now, the big thing is demoing what's in front of it to get ready for the sidewalks. So you'll probably see the sidewalks or the curb line being put in next week. That's really going to show how this road is narrowed down. So that's going to happen probably next week. And then we're going to talk about when Jackson is going to kind of flip to the other side. It's still going to be, only open northbound, but they'll flip to the other side probably in the next week or so. So there's all of that going on. Graham Road construction is doing really well so far. They're getting all of that together in place for our pedestrian bridge. Again, special shout out to the Franklin County engineers and Cornell Robertson for the great job that they're doing out there. It's moving along very well, very safe, secure. Power lines, we're waiting for AEP at this point. Hopefully they will come down within the next couple of days. You will also start seeing Columbia Gas coming out, possibly as early as tomorrow, to work on areas from Jackson all the way to Wagner. So they'll do it in small sections. Again, it shouldn't be as intensive as what was done before, but again, there's a process. If there's anything you don't want to mess around with, it's, you know, the gas company, because when things go boom there, it's always a bad thing. Bryce Park, updates on Bryce Park. So you know that the brand new library, which we'll have news on that in a second, is going to be starting construction in the not too distant future. Right across the street from that, kind of to the catty corner, is going to be our new Bryce Park. It's going to look beautiful. We hope to have some design drawings out there for you in the next couple of weeks, maybe probably for council. But it's a great partnership between Mayor Andrew Ginther, the city of Reynoldsburg, city of Columbus, all the way around to give a park on that side of town. We also have, again, the events for Parks and Rec. So hold on, I got to take a deep breath here. All right, we have Crafting with Cookie, which honestly sounds, it's not about cookies, but Cookie is one of our favorite seniors that used to be at the work at the senior center, but now she's going to help everybody working with planners. So if you're interested in that, you can go out to the Parks and Rec website and register for that. We have the August 12th Nature Night. So again, kind of getting an idea of what nature is all about. August 13th is our Home Alone. August 16th is basically it's learning how energy moves through some different tapes and different conduits. So it's always good for some information for STEM stuff. We have my favorite, this one is going to be interesting, is the Family Float. You get to actually learn a little bit about kayak safety, so that's always a good thing. On August 21st, you have rock hoppers at Pine Quarry Creek. So this is basically what we did in Blacklick Creek, looking for little critters and all sorts of things in the waters. Now we're going to go out to Blacklick Creek. So Jessica actually just smiled greatly. She'll be a big fan of that one. On August 23rd, this is a new one that I haven't seen before. We actually have a discovery hour for kids that are ages 3 to 5 to work with basic kitchen ingredients and do some things. I'm thinking that there's definitely a baking soda volcano in somebody's future with something like that. We'll see how that goes. And this is a fun one too. August 28th, it's tie-dye your own shirts. So you can actually do some tie-dye work here as well. Again, Parks and Recreation isn't just about sports, it's about all of those other things. So again, shout out to Kim for doing a great job getting those things organized. Looks like we have a question.
Is there going to be a retaining wall or a capstone on the retaining wall, or is what there is the finished product?
No, there's going to be a cover onto it. We are waiting for it to get shipped in. So yeah, everything's going to be there, because what we've learned through previous brick experiments in the city is one, it's maintenance, two, it's water control, and so we've got all of that stuff set. We're just waiting for it to get in. So that's a really good question. Was that Keith Benner by any chance?
It was Alex first.
There we go. Okay, I was going to say that was my next guess. All right, so some development updates. We've got some good news. We've got our, next week is going to be our Planning Commission meeting, where we'll actually be able to show you the pictures of the new medical facility. We actually have the design drawings, and we're going to be releasing those in the next day or so. Beautiful building, 60,000 square feet, 3 stories. It's going to bring a lot of jobs to the city of Reynoldsburg, to anywhere between 180 to 200 jobs to start. For this major medical firm that we'll go ahead and announce that later. So we're really excited about that. It's one of the biggest economic development things that we've done. As you remember, we purchased that land specifically with the goal of putting that major medical facility there. And then on the other side of things, we're still working hard on that ice foundation, the ice house with the 2 sheets of ice and the field house. So we're working hard to get that done. That is an incredibly complex project, so we're always looking for support out there. If you want to write a couple $1 million checks, I'm sure Center Ice will put your name on the building and all of that. So go ahead and keep an eye out for that. The rest of it, if you remember, if you watched last week, we did announce Caribou Coffee will be coming in, as well as a new hotel off the 256 area. So again, a lot of things coming along, and I did see, again, the pictures of the new Alliance facility. We don't have them yet, but they are gorgeous. It's going to look really good. It's going to really kick off that Bryce Road corridor. We hope to have that in front of Planning Commission in September, so we only have a few more weeks to take a look at it. As soon as I have the pictures, trust me, you know that we'll have them out there for you. In the meantime, Tomato Festival time. Obviously, we've got a lot going on. We've got rides, we've got the Tomato Wars, we've got the Pizza Challenge, we've got the pageant, we've got dance groups, we've got fencing, we've got all sorts of different groups and organizations that are going to come in. Doors open at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and the opening ceremonies are at 6 o'clock. The Raider Marching Pride is going to kick things off just after 4 o'clock, and the community band is going to lead up all the way until the opening ceremonies. And then we've got some great artists that are going to be coming out to do their work. We've got Trey Myers in North to Nashville that's coming out Thursday night, so you get your country feel on. You don't have to wear a country hat, but I did hear that if you do wear one, it should be purchased in Nashville. So just throwing that out there for people that want to be aware of it. Friday night, you've got Tomato Wars, you've got Morris Day and the Time, you've got all sorts of great things coming on there. So again, come on out. And then Saturday, it's everything. It's car shows, it's music, it's the pageant and everything else going on. So it's going to be a great event, and everybody's already thinking about it. Weather. We're obviously planning on the fact of having a great event. The weather's not going to be an issue. Jennifer's got her no rain boots that has a pretty good statistical challenge of preventing rain from coming to the area. But make sure that you're listening to it. We have a new PA system here at Civic Park, or at Huber Park. So if something happens that we need to go ahead and move people out or delay certain things, we're going to be ready to do it. But just like yesterday, it said it was going to rain a lot, and then guess what happened? Nothing. So that's what we're going with for that. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. But it's going to be a lot of fun all the way around. And then again, Saturday night, Rouvain, homegrown Rouvain is going to be there, so he'll be kicking off, and then we have the plain white tees as our main capstone, and then the rest of it is, believe it or not, we're already talking about the Tomato Festival for next year, so there's already a lot of things going on with it. We've got a lot of things moving forward, but again, if you have any questions at any time, please feel free and let me know. We answer them live on air all the time. Also want to make a big announcement. Do we have any questions? Okay. Want to make a big announcement. It's just broken in the last couple of days, and not everybody knows about it yet, so I'm waiting. And I know our officers and our dispatchers at RPD know this. City of Reynoldsburg actually applied for and won a grant from the state of Ohio through the America Recovers Act and President Biden that is actually going to be able to provide the city of Reynoldsburg with $685,000 for our first responders here in Reynoldsburg, for our police department, our dispatchers, and it's for retention, because we all know that right now is not the easiest time to be a police officer, and one of the things that we wanted to do is make sure we show them their support and make sure that they understand that we have their back in all things, and our officers are great. You saw King and Marshall the other night. They were perfect and hilarious, and last night's National Night Out was a great time, but this is just another opportunity. Believe it or not, I think between the office staff and the directors, we all spend a lot of time looking online, say what grants for this, what grants for that, so we've got those things moving forward, but this one is a huge thing. We'll have more details as it comes. Governor DeWine has announced it, and so we're just waiting for that official letter. But again, a $685,000 grant, in addition to a lot of the other grants that we've gotten here in Reynoldsburg over the last couple of years, has been really good, and it's going for exactly everything that we need. Anything from our parks to our erosion areas to our roads and now to our police officers. No stone unturned for everything. With that, if there aren't any other questions, all right, so the show does go on. I'm sure you'll see me on a couple of live feeds over the next couple of days, but next week on Wednesday, we'll have our next 12 o'clock show where we'll have Ohio State School Board member, Michelle Newman, will be joining us, most likely via Zoom, so it probably won't be in as nice of an area as this, but we'll recap the Tomato Festival and all those fun things, but also talk about that S word, school. Just want to make sure that everybody realizes, yes, unfortunately, school is going to be starting up again, but we'll talk about some things that are out there. Speaking of school, shout out to all my fellow colleagues, former colleagues in Columbus City Schools, all the teachers and everybody out there. My heart's with you. You know, I got your back. So going through a rough time out there. Hopefully things will turn around, because we don't want what happened in Reynoldsburg to happen in Columbus with a strike. But either way, I've got your back, Columbus City Schools. All right, for everybody else, have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe, stay respectful, throw away your trash, and as always, please put away your shopping carts. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you this weekend. Bye.